Yeah. Subscribe to the channel. Alexei Dobrovolsky confidently parked the car in its personal place for VIP clients of the sports club. Low, sparkling black BMW with a predatory face, as it should be, was best suited to Alexei or Alexei Andreevich, as he was mainly called for the last years. Dobrovolsky was one of the most successful businessmen in the country, co-owner and manager of the largest. Alexei built his empire almost from scratch. His father was an engineer, and his mother was a teacher. But Alexei was still in the senior classes, and he decided that living, taking money to pay, was not for him. And since then he has confidently gone to his goal. Dobrovolsky took a sports bag from the back seat and was going to enter the club building, as if suddenly the path was blocked by a beggar. "Son, give me a couple of kopecks for bread," the old lady complained. "I need to feed my granddaughter, but I don't have any money." Alexei was not happy. "And where is the security guard looking? Why are they walking in their parking lot?" Woman, step back. "Son, maybe you have some food? At least something that is not a pity." The beggar spoke lowly and corrected the gray strand, which fell out of the black cloak. And then Alexei hit like lightning. He looked at the earrings in the ears of the old woman and did not believe his eyes. Under the black cloak, small blue memories of golden opravity shone and shone. The middle of the flowers shone with real diamonds. Seeing that the man was staring at the earrings, the old woman immediately pulled the cloak. But it was late. Alexei grabbed her hand tightly. "Where did you get these earrings from? Speak up immediately." "These are my earrings, mine," she grumbled, begging. "So, either you tell me everything, or I call the police," threatened Dobrovolsky. "These earrings just can't belong to you. 10 years ago, I personally ordered them from the jeweler for one dear to me." Nishenko was silent. Only tears rolled down his cheek. Alexei opened the door to the car in front of her. "Sit down and tell me." Alexei's reaction was quite clear. The story with the earrings was the most painful in his life, because he could not yet forget who gave them to him. The story with the earrings was the most painful in his life, because he could not yet forget who gave them to him. The story with the earrings was the most painful in his life, because he could not yet forget who gave them to him. The story with the earrings was the most painful in his life, because he could not yet forget who gave them to him. The story with the earrings was the most painful in his life, because he could not yet forget who gave them to him. He understood that Anya was his only true love. Years ago, Alexei was a novice businessman with 3 grocery stores and great ambitions. But he already had his own apartment, a good car, and money for girls and entertainment. He did not seek serious relations and usually changed girlfriends at least once a month. Everything changed on one not very beautiful winter day when Alexei got to the trauma center with a broken hand. He just could not take his eyes off the young nurse who put on a cast on him. The girl was gentle and fragile, but her graceful fingers quickly and skillfully did their job. "Well, that's it. You can go. Girl, you are my savior. I must thank you for a good dinner. First of all, I am not your savior, but Dr. Andrei Ivanovich. Can you invite him to dinner?" Alexis laughed. "Good joke. And secondly, I don't have time for dinner. I work here and still study. But maybe all the best to you, and next time be careful." Dobrovolsky left, but he was not one of those people who calmly reacted to the refusal. In the evening, he was waiting for a girl at the door of the trauma center with a huge slouch of pale pink tulips. In the middle of January, it was a real luxury, better than any rose. "I really liked you." "What beautiful flowers." "Thank you, but I can get there myself." "Yes, flowers on the road will simply die in this cold. Get in the car." The girl, hesitating, agreed. This is how the story of love of Alexei and Anya began. She was not at all like the girls he was used to. Anya preferred to walk around the city streets or nature trips with restaurants and nightclubs. It seemed that she was not particularly interested in rags, and the best gift for her were books. The girl really liked to read. Dobrovolsky dared to kiss Anya only a month after the meeting, and the first time she stayed with him to spend the night only 3 months later. After the night, Alexei was simply in the 7th heaven of happiness. He realized what true love was, and felt the power to turn mountains for Anya. Anya was also flying like a bird from happiness. Alexei was her first true love, and the girl just dissolved in him. But no one canceled work and studies at the anesthesiologist at the medical university. And Alexei had a lot of work. Therefore, sometimes lovers only saw each other once a week. The girl didn't really want to live a civil marriage, but she gave up, and she never regretted it. Life became like a beautiful fairy tale. Lyosha loved her and played with her like a child. Surprises, gifts, unexpected trips to the sea for a couple of days. Lyosha insisted that Anya learn to drive and bought her a small car. And on every holiday, Alexei ordered for Anya from a friend's jewelry store. Exclusive jewelry. The last such gift was earrings and earrings with sapphires. "Wear them and never forget me," said Lyosha jokingly then. "You say like it's a farewell gift." The girl was even a little upset, but the kiss of her beloved quickly calmed her down. Anya also tried to please her Lyashenka and learned to be a good host. Because the girl grew up in a children's home and she did not have elementary skills. But over time, Anya learned everything and she really liked to cook, constantly surprising Alexei with new delicious dishes. Alexei's parents are simple and kind people, heartless of Anya. In general, everything went to the wedding, but in 2 years Alexei did not make Anya a proposal. He had some kind of unreasonable fear before getting married. Although he was very happy with Anna. Most of all, Alexei valued his freedom. The man saw that Anna was very upset with this situation, but could not decide for a long time. Finally, he ordered from his jewelry a beautiful ring with a diamond for engagement, but everything was delayed for a decisive moment. "I will make an offer for the anniversary of our acquaintance," Alexei decided. A week before the anniversary, Anna left for another city. His only childhood friend, who recently had a baby and invited her to visit. Alexei decided that it was a great time to say goodbye to the idleness of life. He gathered his friends. He first took them to a restaurant and then to a nightclub. Whiskey was poured into the river. The girls smiled at the table. The music was rumbling, and the smoke from the hookah was bubbling like a fog. And not one, but a sexy brunette from the club. And then everything was like in a bad joke. Anya decided to come earlier for 2 days, since she was called to work in the hospital. Alexei's phone did not answer all night, so she got from the station alone. And she saw a disgusting picture. In the bedroom, on their almost husbandly bed, slept her favorite man. Alexei will never forget that morning. Anya entered very quietly, but he woke up from her gaze. How much bitterness, disappointment, and pain were in him. The eyes of the offended child. Alexei's heart was still crumbling when he remembered this look. Anya slowly turned around and left the apartment without saying a word. Alexei followed. "Anya, come back. I'm begging you. I'll explain everything." The girl didn't even turn around. While Alexei was pulling on her pants, she managed to get down. Running out of the entrance, Alexei saw Anya get into a taxi. Apparently, this car brought her from the train station and was still at home. Alexei never saw Anya again. Never. It's hard to believe, but she just disappeared. From work, she quit in the morning. When Alexei came to the hospital, he was told that Anya left minutes ago. The phone did not answer. Anya did not take a car, nor other gifts, nor things. She left in the fact that she had it in her suitcase, with which she went to her friend. Alexei did not know the address and phone number of his friend. Dobrovolsky felt that he was cornered. How many times did he regret not marrying Anya? Now he could not even turn to the police. After all, he was nobody for Anya by the documents. Alexei tried to look for Anya with the help of his connections, even addressed to a private detective, but everything was useless. He was ready to get out of the helplessness. He was very drunk for the first time in his life, but his parents and work, fortunately, helped him get out of this mess. Since then, Dobrovolsky has been immersed in work with his head. In 10 years, he built a real empire, but never got married. He couldn't and was afraid to love someone, so all relationships lasted no more than a few months. You can imagine Alexei's surprise when he saw in the ear of the beggar those earrings that he once gave to Anna. It was definitely them. Mistakes could not be. Alexei looked at her carefully. No, she definitely didn't look like a homeless person. Clean, high-quality clothes, no unpleasant smell. Only a black coat on her head, and a tired face looked strange. No need to lie. Yes, these earrings belong to Anya. She is my friend, but she has no mother. Where is Anya herself? Anya is in prison. The old woman began to cry quietly. What? But she is not guilty of anything, the woman said in a hurry. If you know, then you understand that Anya is not capable of bad deeds. Yes, I am sure of this. She is an anesthesiologist. She was on surgery with the chief doctor of her hospital, and he recently started drinking because his wife left him. So he appeared for the operation with a pang of enchantment. In general, the patient on the table died at his place, and they blamed it all on Anya. She allegedly picked up the wrong anesthetic, and the patient died of anaphylactic shock. How could she not fight? The doctor's corner was all grabbed. They gave her 5 years of prison. Alexei was in shock. He was overcome by mixed feelings. Joy from the fact that Anna was found and wild anger at those people who set her up. So, who are you, Anna? Why do you call her daughter? Alexei asked more calmly. I am Anna's neighbor. They moved to our city with Julia 5 years ago, and Anna took an apartment and a mortgage and found me on the same floor. They are with whom? She has a daughter, Julia. You didn't know? No, I didn't know. I didn't know anything. How old is the girl? Dobrovolsky said through his teeth. 9. Such a pretty girl. However, Alexei did not doubt the answer. It is already the same that the girl was called Julia, as his mother said about many. Where is the girl now? We're going to her immediately. But why? I am her father. Anya never told about Yulia's father. This topic was taboo for her. But nevertheless, her father is before you. I did a huge stupidity in my youth. I lost Anya, and I didn't even know about the child. Who is the girl with now? With me. Anya managed to make up for me with all the truths and lies of her carelessness while the courts were in court. Most of all, she was afraid that Yulia would go to the orphanage. But God was kind. We're going to you. You'll tell us everything on the way. What can I tell you, son? I'm their neighbor, very lonely. My husband died a long time ago. We didn't have any children. So I befriended Anichka. We helped each other. Julia and I often sat, and Anya took care of my health. She is a very good doctor. And then the holidays began to be fixed together. And even at sea, Anichka took me once. We became like a family. And then this trouble came. It's good that they didn't give care for Yulia. One trouble is not enough money. We rent Anya an apartment, and we live in mine. So we pay the mortgage. My pension remains, but you can't walk around on it. Only the utility bill is enough to pay. But you need food and medicine. My savings quickly ran out. And Anya didn't have them. Everything went to the apartment. I sold other Anichkina decorations, although it was a pity, but there was nowhere to go. Only these, the earrings, she asked not to sell in any case. She said that these would be Yulikina in memory of her father. I put them on so that they would not disappear from the house. A month ago, a plumber came, and then money for the household disappeared from the box. There was a little bit, but I saw it not immediately. Then the neighbor came in general. How can you prove it? And now, before retirement, another week, and at home from products only pasta. I decided to come up to you to ask. Your car is very beautiful. I thought I had money, and if the heart is kind, then you will not refuse. You will not need anything now. What is your name? Valentina Nikolaevna, Grandma Valia. Thank you for everything, Valentina Nikolaevna. I still can't believe that you are Yulia's father. The main thing is that I am sure of it. But you won't take her from me. I won't give you Yulia without the permission of Anna. I'm not going to take her from you. And I hope that Anna will be with us soon, too. When Dobrovolsky first saw his daughter, he couldn't hold back his tears. In front of him stood a small copy of Anna. The same cloud of curly hair, the same huge eyes, but not green as in Anna's eyes, but dark as in his. Alexei looked at the girl and slowly realized this miracle was created by both him and Anna. In Julia, there is his blood. He is the father. Alexei went down to the girl on a mat and hugged her tightly. Grandma Valia says you are mom and friend. Yes, my dear. Oh, I didn't buy you any present. I'm sorry. If you want, we can go and buy everything you want. Can I have a piece of chocolate cake and a cheeseburger? Of course, Yulia. Inside Dobrovolsky, everything was crumbling from pain. His daughter, who was supposed to grow up like a princess, systematically did not eat enough. I am his master, and you imagine that he is yours. You can absolutely do whatever you want there. Really? Hooray! Hooray! Dobrovolsky brought Valentina Nikolaevna and Julia to one of his supermarkets, introduced them to the manager, and said that the loan for these two ladies is unlimited. Valentina Nikolaevna, you can take anything. Choose only the best products and what Julia and you love. I'm going to meet my lawyer. I need to get Anya out of here. Alexei met the best lawyer in the country, and a few days later, he came to the colony to meet with Anya. I'm sorry, my dear. This was the first thing Alexei said when we met. And you forgive me, Alexei, for not telling your daughter. Anya looked up to him with her big eyes. She hasn't changed at all in years, only got even thinner and slimmer. I only then found out that I was pregnant. I was afraid to tell you. I felt that you were not ready to get married. Most of all, I was afraid that you would tell me to do an abortion, and I would still not agree. And on the day when I saw you there in bed, I felt that the closest person betrayed me. The only one, after all, I had no one but you. I realized that you like this kind of life. You will be walking, changing girls. I, especially with a child, have no place in all this. Anya, I was going to make you an offer. I already bought the ring. It still lies at my house. I was like a demon confused that night. How many nights later I regretted it. Lyosha, I then wanted to find you so many times and tell you about Yulia, but I did not decide. You have become so successful, rich. There are always so many women. Maybe you wouldn't believe me. Anya, what are you saying? I've been looking for you for several years. I've been remembering you every minute. I didn't get married. I couldn't love anyone. How did you live all this time? 10 years ago, I left this place almost 1,000 kilometers away. I didn't care where I was. I just wanted to go further. I got a hospital for 1.5 installments, rented an apartment. But before giving birth, I saved some money for life. When Yulia turned 1, she went to work. She was on a good balance. Then, under strange circumstances, I was offered a very good position here. I decided to stay. After all, it's my hometown. And after all, I wanted to meet Yulia someday. I always told her that Dad is a very good person. But something terrible happened, so we are not together. I bought an apartment. Life got better. And then there was this terrible story in the hospital. Anya, I'll get you out of here, but you'll go straight to my house from prison. We'll go together with Julia and Grandma Valia. I hope you won't resist. No, Alex, I won't. I've grown up and grown smarter. We've already lost a lot of time. We still have a long way to go, Anya. Yes, Alex. Can I tell Julia that I'm her father? I'd love to. Yes, of course, I don't mind. After talking to Anya, Dobrovolsky went to see his daughter. Julia was delighted with the new toys and treats, but immediately asked, Uncle Alexei, have you been to Mom's? She will be home soon. Yes, sweetheart, Mom said hello to you. We will all be together soon. And something else? Julia, I have to tell you. Don't worry, I'm not Uncle Alexei. I'm Alexei, but I'm your dad. And I knew right away. Yulia was happily laughing and throwing herself at him. And in a month, Alexei and Yulia met Anya at the gate of the colony. Grandma Valia was waiting for them at home in Alexei's country house. She squeezed the housekeeper out of the kitchen and baked pies. Aniuta, my daughter, Lyashenka. Anya melted from happiness in the embrace of her beloved man and daughter. Alexei's soul sang, and finally he felt that he was really alive. And in the back seat of the BMW, Anya was waiting for a huge basket of unforgettable things. After all, if it weren't for the earrings, who knows how the fate of this couple would have turned out.